time against Droylsden away. We've got some new supporters Clitheroe to talk to us. So in general, how do you think the match is going?
Well, we've got 3 new players. I thought we'd looked a lot more solid. We're playing 3 at the back with the 2 wing backs. I'm seeing more of Jay Jeffries down the flanks. Langford, number 6, is the guy from Trafford who just seems to be holding the ball in the middle. So we've not had too many scares. I think we're looking quite lively up front. Max Hazeldine didn't pass his fitness test. He's on the bench. I'm sure he'll come on for the last 10 minutes. But I think there's enough there for us to show that, with the 2 pretty evenly matched sides, and after last week's drubbing, I think it's the best we could hope for.
With them having quite tall teams, especially with people like Sefton Gonzalez, who used to play for us, and us having players more like Antoine, who's quite small, how do you reckon we're coping with that at the moment?
Well, for the minute we seem to be okay. I think our 3 centre-backs are big enough. But again, with Sefton likes playing with his back to goal. So I think as long as you know his trick, and he's only got 1 leg as well, then hopefully we can see him off. I probably think their best player though is another ex-Clitheroe lad, Rigby, on the left wing. So a lot of their attacks are coming down the left flank. They've had a couple of strikes, but no, I think for the minute it's a good, solid performance, and I bet the gaffer's very pleased with that.
And a few people aren't too happy with our right back, number 2. He's made quite a few mistakes. Most times got the ball, it's been given away, either to thrown or just intercepted. So do you reckon he's still can cope with this level, or do you reckon he's not having the greatest day?
I think Mike Wilson is the probably on the right of the 3 centre backs. Yeah, he's had a couple of missed kicks and things, but he's an experienced player. Clearly, he's come from Whitton, played at a higher level, so of course he can cope with this. But I think if you're with a bit of a change of personnel, a bit of a change of formation, that always takes some getting used to. But no, 45 minutes to go, and I'm looking forward to it.
And also, with us not being many points off the relegation zone, are you still confident we can stay up?
I'm more confident with a team like this. I think in terms of, it's not just staying up. I think I want to see some performances, and actually looking at the team that's just shaping up now with Max in the mix as well. I think you're suddenly getting some players that actually can probably put a run of results together. But with 11 games to go, including this one, you've got to start somewhere. So here would be a good place to start.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So it ended Droylsden 1, Clitheroe 0 here after quite a late goal from Droylsden. So how do you think the game went in general?
Yeah, I think for the 15-20 minutes before they got the goal in particular, we were on top. We deserved something from the game. The fact is, we seem to be conceding a lot of late goals in the last 5-10 minutes of games. Can't put that down to anything at the minute. The lads have put a massive shift in, and we're massively disappointed.
We did have 3 new signings in the team today. How do you think they went on their debut?
I think all 3 did really well. Ben made a great save in the first half. Cameron Terry's been brilliant for us this year, but he's played 28 games on the trot, and we just felt it needed freshening up a little bit. And then certainly with the 2 experienced players, Alex Lowe and Andy Langford, coming in, there were 2 experienced players that have done very well.
And with the second half, do you think, apart from the goal, did we play better in the second half with us probably having more shots than we did in the first?
Yeah, we asked for a reaction from the players in the first half, and the important thing was to make sure we were still in a game. Last week we were 4-0 down at half time and the game's over, so we said to the players, make sure that you put a shift in, make sure you're hard to beat, and that's what they were hard to beat. And then we grew into the game second half, looked to grow with confidence, just didn't put the ball in the net, and then got done with a sucker punch.
So our next match is of course Chasetown at home. How important do you think that'll be to the relegation battle?
Well, every game's important, and it doesn't matter whether we're playing Chasetown or whether we're playing Atherton. We're top of the league. We've got to go into each game looking to take something from it. You look at Droylsden drew 0-0 with Atherton last week, so everybody can get a result. Obviously there are harder games, what you'd class as harder games. We've got to just take each game as it comes and try to get some points on the board. If we play like we played today, then hopefully the points will come sooner rather than later, but we've just got to keep plugging away and get that result.
And finally, against Sideline today, when is Max Hazeldine going to be fully fit to play?
Yeah, Max is frustrating at the minute. He turned up training on Wednesday. We expected him to be okay for a day. Trained for about 20 minutes and felt his hamstring tighten again. So we've got to look after him. He's a contracted player. He's a top goal scorer, and there was no point in putting him on today and risking him being out for the rest of the season. So we're wrapping him up in cotton wool a little bit, and hopefully when he comes back he'll hit the ground running. But I thought the lads that played, George West, Harry Blackburn and Harry Pratt, when he came on, all did very well. We just didn't put the ball in the net, but we're fortunate where we've got 4 good strikers and they're all going for 2 positions, so they've all got to play well, they've got to be on top of the game.
Yeah, thanks. So we've got another person to speak to us here, and in general, how do you think the game went?
To be fair, I thought it was a very, very even game. I thought if it had finished 0-0, it would have been a really fair result, and nobody would have had any real complaints. Our keeper's not made many saves, their keeper's not made many saves, so it's just fairly even all over.
And toward the second half, and especially toward the end, we had a few penalty appeals. Do you reckon any were penalties, or did the ref make a good decision?
It's hard to say because we're 60 yards away, so I think the one with Josh Snowden, possibly the defender might have pulled him back a bit, but I couldn't say from where I was stood, to be honest.
Yeah, and apart from the goal, do you think we did play better in the second half? Obviously, with having a lot more shots in the first.
Yeah, I thought after last week we had to improve the performance, so we did that. We looked a lot more solid. The 3 new players that have come in this week did really well. Andy Langford in midfield did really well, just keeping the ball moving. Alex Lowe in defence did really well. So yeah, I thought we were massively better than last week, just unlucky not to get anything to show for it.
And those 3 new players, do you think they've all got good debuts, or do you reckon they'll have quite a bit more work to do before they can be starting in the team regularly?
I think they all played very well. Alex and Andy are very, very experienced at this level. Ben, the goalkeeper's a bit younger, but I think he did really well today. He's quite commanding in the box. So they're only going to get better once they get used to the rest of the team. So it's looking positive.
And with Clitheroe having a few games on the trot now without a point or a win, do you reckon that we can still stay up, or is hope slipping away?
Oh no, we've got a great chance of staying up. We've still got 10 games left now, so we can pick up points in quite a few of those games, and I think we'll be safe by the end of the season.
Okay, thank you.
Young homie with that word up on his shoulders. Yeah, you know us, we was riding through the city like they always hold up. Driving slow, shotting shorties on the beaches. Skipping out of class, shit, we don't need teachers, but we have